So guys, welcome back. This is Val from Dreamlight. I'm gonna do a quick video and demo of my new image sequence reader for video backgrounds. And this updated version is a lot better than the other version that came along with these video sequences you've seen in the past. This is the older version, right? You just basically load the scene and enable the preview and so forth, and then you had a camera here and so forth, right? Now this is all cool, but the problem with this is that it's in the background, right? You cannot move the camera. Well, you can always add a camera, but once added, the background becomes, it's static, right? You can't do so much about the background. Now, the new updated script works a little bit differently, all right? It's available here in the video backgrounds section at the image sequence reader folder here. First, it unlocks so you can pretty much load any image sequence, even your own. And it doesn't matter, what kind of image sequence it is. As long as it has 6-digit padding, and in plain English, that means, simply put, it's 000041.jpg. That's 6-digit padding, no file name, right? As long as you have that, you can just go ahead and click here on the new live preview, and it will point you to the folder selection, which you can then browse. And let me just load Ground Fog 1. And all you need to do is click on the first image of your sequence and click on open. That will then auto add the backdrop here. And as a small bonus, this script is standalone, so it's not tied camera and lighting wise to any package. It just reads the images, right? But I've also included a bonus preset that really works well with this particular setup here. And once you add this, as of now, like we just did here, it kind of looks like it did, right? It's the same thing, but here's the beauty. It has a so-called backplate. So what does it mean? You can load the backplate and load behind your character. As you do that, if you go to the scene tab, you see it also loads a camera for the backplate. You can switch to that. Camera for backplate, all right? And now when you update a live preview, see, it got removed from the background and instead got mapped to the background plate. Let me zoom out the camera so you can see how it looks like now. The ground is still there, right? The ground is needed if you are using it as a background mapping, for background mapping. But if you're using the backplate, which we're using now, you want to really disable that ground. So just click here to disable that, and it's gone. All right. So the cool thing is now, because it's behind your character, it's like a plate, right? If you now scrub the timeline, you see it moves behind. Let me just use texture shaded so we can see that live. It moves live behind your character on that plate, right? So it's pretty cool. Now, the best way to describe this now is that you can move the camera around, right? You're not locked to have the camera in a specific location. You can, move the camera, right? As this is animated behind, of course, right? Plus you can zoom in the camera and the background follows, right? And plus the camera right now here has depth of field added. Sorry, it has it set from the very get-go. So if you load this and add it, it will blur the backdrop, right? This is pretty cool because you can really get close to your characters now and use that, additional effect in the background. So it's really, really useful. So we covered two things, right? You can load any image sequence. I mean, come on, if you want to change, we have the backplate now added. So you can pretty much just click here and change to anything. I mean, you just double click here and let's say hey, I want to have this cool, cyberpunk workshop, you go ahead and click that and it's there. All right, it's pretty cool. And by the way, if you just want to see more of it, you can just zoom out, right, and disable that camera depth of field if you need to, and so forth. Now, it doesn't come with light matching, but there are several video tutorials that follow along that teach you all I know about, matching with DAZ Studio Photos, right? It's pretty simple and fast once you know how, but there are multiple ways of doing it. I'm not gonna go into detail right now. I wanna save this for a specific series I wanna be doing soon, where I'm gonna teach you all about that. The cool thing is, you can, on the back plate, decide, hey, I want to have a different color on this. Let's go red. And you have that. All right. At the same time, the character is being lit individually. So you can say, hey, I want something reddish here as well. And you got that. All right. Or maybe you want the character to be a totally different color scale and you choose something else and play with that. All right, so you're free to choose and adjust this, and you can by all means use a brighter tone or darker tone if you need to. You just enter a different value that matches what you're looking for, right? And so this new updated script, it also works with the older items. So for instance, if you want to switch to, let's say we want to use the older Beach Waves 1, okay, that is here. That also works with it here, right? And we change the color of everything here, right? Let me change that back to normal. And by the way, the thing you can do here is you can by all means go ahead and use the old packages iris settings. So you can go to Beach Waves if you have that and click on render settings. That will update the lighting to match that, right? Then you have that now in the background here, and you can disable the ground and use it like so. Maybe with depth of field on, right? You can just go ahead and use that with on and really get a ton of cool options. And you can animate this, you can animate the camera, shift the camera, move the camera, tilt it, rotate it, whatnot. I mean, you can just add tilt on the camera on the Z axis, like so, right? Very cool. And you can, aim downwards as well to see the waves underneath there. And as you scroll that now, oops, we are animating the camera, but you get the point, right? They are being animated as well. So let me show you quickly another use of this, because this is just the beginning. Let me rapidly remove all that stuff. Let's just remove it. All right. And let's say we borrow something from Stonemason. Ever heard of Stonemason? Me neither. Not sure who that is. I'm kidding. I've been using Stonemason. I've been a huge fan of his for like 20 years. This guy is a legend. And I just love Stonemason stuff. So basically what we're gonna do is, for instance, we can grab, let's say, Urban Future 3. All right, let's load that just real quick. When you have this scene here and it kind of lacks some real depth or power to it, right? Of course, we can, throw in a little bit of matte fog so it feels a little bit like dense, right? But it lacks some kind of depth. And what you can do with the new upgraded script, let me just go back here, scripts, Dreamlight, video backgrounds, is you can load the background plate, all right, and decide that, well, let's go here and select, for instance, I'm gonna select the new, let's use the one we just had, right? Ground Fog 1. All right. And the thing is, you are free to move this, right? I would recommend you move it at frame 0, so we kind of not end up moving things that should not be moved, right? But the thing is, you can move this around the scene. It doesn't need to be where it loads, right? You can put it anywhere you like, and you can scale it. So you can say, hey, I want to scale it, and bam, you have some cool foggy effects happening right there in the background. And you scale it up a bit more. And you put the ground down a little bit so it's not there. All right. And then we're gonna use black backdrop behind. So it gets nice. And for this purpose, I'm just gonna, remove the matte fog because it kind of brightens the stuff here, right? And now what we got is a way to add depth to your scenes and make them look cooler. Now suddenly you have a fog effect happening right behind that place, and we are animating everything at once. The back plate being animated. Let me turn off that position. Remove the keyframe. Always move things at frame 0, right? Same for the camera. Man, this is so easy to get wrong when you have auto key on, right? Let's do the camera here. There we go. All right. So now, let me just play back with texture shaded on so you can get the idea. You have animated fog right about there behind the set. So this is one way of using that, right? Now, another thing you can do is click on the backplate and clone it, right? Using node instance. That creates a copy of it. Let me just do copy and paste to be sure. And now you can grab that clone and move it to a different place in your scene. You can rotate it. Here, you can rotate it if you want to, right? You can pretty much put it anywhere you like in your scene and scale it, of course, right? Move it up to right, or exactly whatever you need it, and have dual planes in your scene at the same time. Now, as of the time of recording, this will be an advanced feature released in the next update of the script, which will have specific masks that will enable you to tone this effect into your scene and semi-transparency and all that. As of now, it's not really included, but what you can do is go to the backplate itself and just simply adjust the color opacity to make it 0.5. That will make the effect semi-transparent, and with that, if you just move the camera a little bit closer and scrub that now, you have now a moving fog effect in 2 places in your scene. One is here and one is there in the background. So you can have unlimited of these right off the bat right now, right? This script is standalone. You get it once and it works for all video backgrounds that have image sequences in the store, right? And so guys, that was the quick demo here. Like I said, I don't want to spend an hour explaining all this. So go ahead, check this out. There is a link below this video, Dreamlight3dstore.com, and we still have that intro sale going on. All the previously released packages are like $199 right now, and it's within release of these new packs, we have a ton of incredible content. So go ahead, check that out. And guys, in the comment section, let me know what you want. What kind of backgrounds do you want? What kind of style, visual style, preferences, needs, and all that. I'm all ears and I'm all here for you. I'm not going anywhere. I've been doing this for 20 years and I intend to do this for, well, maybe another 20 if I'm lucky enough, right? So guys, that's all for now. Thanks so much for watching. Go ahead, check that link, and I'll see you soon again.